If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up, what up, what is up, TG? On into Pregaming here at Sports Money. Thank you one and all for joining in tonight's fun. It's a big card. It's a big card tonight. I'm very excited about the action tonight. Kind of thought it was a little square, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll get through it. Baseball. Man, I had to make some cuts in baseball. I didn't want to, but look, I can only fit so many on the screen, and that's the way it goes. So we'll get through it, though. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight for you guys. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Major League Baseball games. I think there's 10 plays in total. 2 college football games out there. Some great looks. I'm excited about this. Man, this line's getting steamed. Steamed in that Illinois-Nebraska side of things. Everybody loves Nebraska. Everybody likes them Huskers. See if I can't change your minds a little bit there. What else we got going on? San Jose State, Washington State. It's going to be a little late night special for us. I want to get all over the Syracuse game, but, you know, again, I'm dealt with some limits in that spot. So I'm not going to give you guys any action there. I got some action on it. It was just not one of my favorite spots. Let's get to some business here tonight, you guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I see we're slacking. We're slacking on the thumbs up button, you guys. Listen, here's the way we're going to do it going forward. The more thumbs up we get, the more plays we'll give. How about that? The carrot or the stick? We need you guys' help to grow. We do. Everybody needs to contribute here so that we can get this thing moving in the right direction. Your contributions, become a member, and hit the thumbs up button. All kinds of content coming down the pike. We got an NFL prop show again coming out tonight. Spenny Pennybaum's going to join me to put together a couple of props and a parlay for everybody in the NFL. You know the college football videos out there. I see you guys checking it out. A little over 100 people checked it out the first day out there. I'd love to see that. 13 likes. 13. 100 people saw it. 13 people liked it. 111 people saw it. 13 people liked it. See the ratio imbalance here? If you're checking it out, just hit the thumbs up button. Look, nobody's going to see that you hit the thumbs up button. In fact, it's going to help your YouTube algorithm because it's going to start attracting more things that you are interested in so that you don't have to spend so much time blindly surfing through YouTube. It'll recommend shit you might be into. That's the way it works. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down button. Make some form of interaction out there, you guys. I appreciate everybody rocking here tonight. Let's get to business here. You know the deal. We got tons of sports to cover. You got to get that pen and paper out because the best goddamn chat in the business assembles here right now. The witching hour for the bookmakers here. About to turn them into some pumpkins and blast them with the plays that we have in action tonight. So you're going to want to write them down, not just what I share, but what the chat has to say as well. Make sure you guys share your best bets in the chat so we can talk about all of them. Let's commence with the butt rubbing. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But shout out to Joe T with that 99.5% first commenter rate. Braves and the Marlins. He's going over. He's going over in that game today. Red Rover. Joe T's on and over. And he's got that Braves and Marlins 9. Cliff Yanks says, stop cheating, Joe T. Stop cheating. Shout out to NJ Striker, Skunt Blaster in the house. My guy, it's good to see you. Justin McKelvey giving us the new anthem here. Sports money is money. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We had some fun last night. Woo! You guys got me going early yesterday. And I think I turned into some money. I know I won some money. It was a big game out there. A lot of fun on the live stream. But I appreciate you, Justin McCalvey, my dude. David Wallace in the house. Oldie. 15 games this season, closed between 8.5 and 9.5. Home favorite to cover the spread, 1-14. Now there's a stat. There's a trend. Wow. College football, I'm assuming, right? I was thinking to myself, I'm like, there's no way there's only 15 baseball games. Cliff Yanks says Mike was sauced up. I am still recovering. Yeah, I was recovering all day today. Shout out to Ray Otashi in the house. Good to see that fella in there. Appreciate Ray coming in, rocking with us. Chris Sella, Bo Jackson, my friend. What's going on? Ray giving us the Rockies as his best bet. Ray Otachi, Rockies money line best bet. Yeah, Justin McCalvey knows we ain't out here moving rocks. We moving boulders, baby. Big boulders last night. How about the boulders on that under in that college football battle? Everybody loved the over. Not us. Not your boy. Not your boy. I gave it out to you guys on, I believe it was Monday. Maybe it was Tuesday. It was sweaty. Woo! What wasn't sweaty was that under in that NFL game. Man, cashed that teaser. Got some Wilson touchdown props. I told you guys. He's going to score. No way that dude can put that much work in, get that many yards, and not have a touchdown. It's inevitable. He's got to get one, and he got one. We had a good day in baseball as well. Lots of fun. We were moving boulders, Justin. Thanks, my dude. Let's go. Kelly B says, Ellie, little Dela Cruz stolen base action. Vitalis in the house says, is that for Stanford? I thought that stat was for Nebraska, Illinois. I thought that stat was for Nebraska, Illinois. That Syracuse game is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see. You know, for what it's worth, here's what everybody needs to take away from this conversation today. Here's story time with your boy, Pimp Slap POD. If you're listening to somebody talk about a game and they bring the weather into the fact when it's in a dome, immediately turn that channel. Immediately unfollow those individuals. I heard some people today talking about it's central New York. It's the fall. It's going to be chilly. They play in a fucking dome, dummy. They play in a dome. I tell you that shit happens a lot. I heard somebody give a breakdown before on Indianapolis Colts game. They were talking about the Saints. They were like, oh, the Saints, they're a dome team. Now they're going on the road. And they proceeded for 5 minutes to break down the game based on the fact that they're a dome team going on the road. The Colts play in a fucking dome, stupid. Come on. I don't know. That's it. Story time's over. Let's get back to work. Talk sports with JT's in the house. Let's go, man. Let's go. Yeah. Vitalis, that game and Nebraska meet the profile. Late movement in Nebraska. Last bit of movement coming in just recently as well. Talk sports with JT's giving us his action here. Illinois +9. San Jose State +12.5. Stanford +8.5. Oldie's looking for live advantage. North Ender's in the house. What up, North Ender? It's good to see you, dude. Thanks for coming in. Justin McCalvey. Yeah, dude. Fucking makes me sick. We're after the 8-minute mark. I can say it. Listeners, support it. Need you guys to become members. Need you to like the videos. Even if you don't watch the video, still hit the thumbs up. Speaking of commenting consistently, hitting thumbs up buttons galore, KB in the house. Full series, 8 of 10 run line winners, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, Boston. You guys know the deal. When KV drops the goods, you best be laying the 1.5. Don't matter what side you're taking. Just the 1.5. Yeah, let's go, NJ. You know what? I could eat a ribeye tonight. I haven't eaten shit all day today. I was hurting all day today. Yeah. Somebody dosed me with a heavy case of Jack Daniels yesterday. Shout out to North Enders, has been golfing all day. Just started capping. What we think about the Phillies, Mikey? going to talk to you guys about that game here in just a second. Derek B says, what happened to you last night? You just disappeared. I got up and I obviously had been overserved. It's been overserved. And yeah. Well, and then you play it where it lies, right? You play it where it lies. That's exactly what I did. Speaking of golf last night. Nothing like a toasty Mikey on my screen. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys all for hanging out here. Kenny Wood, let's go, man. Let's get this cash. Kenny Wood. So we cashed the South Alabama game by the skin of our teeth. I took that under 63. Yeah. Scumplaster says, I think I super chatted a full unit last night. Appreciate you, Scumplaster, my dude. Appreciate you and then some. Let's go, KV. Weather, rain and winds in Boston under 95 degrees. Sticky in St. Louis. St. Louis in the over. Kelly V says Arizona with Gallon. Tech B says I live bet the under with you. Hammered the under in the Jets game and the Wilson touchdown. Jets part. Man, that's what you want to see right there. That's the way you get the battle. Nice job, Tarek B. Nice job. DJ Hardy's in the house. Let's go. We got Trisha M rocking with us here. Says good evening all. TGIF. Pairing that Marlins over with an Ozuna home run. She's coming home and knows this Marlins park. She's also taking Illinois plus 7.5 from Trisha M. Thank you for sharing. Joey in the house. Joe Wodzinski. It's a shot time. I had ample shots last night. James Hart. Let's go. Boogie Maine in the house. Justin McKelvey says, I noticed when Nebraska went to -9, but the money line didn't change from 8.5 to 9. Still same money line. That has me on Illinois. Love to hear that. Here we go. Joseph Alvarado's in the house. Says, what's up, sports money? Juggler 23. NCAA trend for tonight. Better ranked home teams have been single-digit favorites or underdogs. They've gone 54-15 straight up. 47-19 against the spread since 2017. Suggesting a play on Nebraska. That line is wonky, and then some, you guys. Let's get to business here. Let's go. Got to get this train moving on the tracks here. Let's pop it off. Let's take advantage here. Now, this was a late ad. Late ad because you know the deal. It's Jose Barrios Day. He's on the road. But in all fairness, I think he's won his last 3 road starts where he's fallen into that -125 to +135 window. We went on a nice 6 or 7 game stretch in that span. Tampa Bay opened up as home favorites at -112. They've been bet down to even money. We have 60% of the bets on the Tampa Bay Rays. Now 59% of the bets on Tampa Bay Rays. 64% of the cash on the Toronto Blue Jays. And, first glance, yeah, the Rays and the Jays, AL East battle. We want to be on AL East teams when they are on the road. But, interesting enough, both teams coming off of shutouts. Tampa Bay just shut out Boston yesterday. There's that home team, and they're staying at home. Toronto on the road, shut out, then comes out and shuts out. There it is again. They lose to Texas 2-0. They win that last game 4-0. And now it's Jose Barrios Day. That's pretty straightforward for me. This one's just simply, we're towards the end of the season. We're down to days of baseball. And it's been a trend that's been cashing and has been successful. Now, Barrios got that 3.44 ERA overall. Part of this trend is the fact that he's got a 4.16 ERA on the road. So he's 2/3 of a point worse pitching on the road than he is at home. And he just went 7 innings his last time out against St. Louis. It was a big win. I mean, he's been firing wins, but that was a home win. And he's been on a nice little win streak himself. But 7 innings pitched, only 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. It was a home run with only 4 Ks. K numbers going down. Overall in the season, he last 5 games, 7, 6, a 5, a 5, and then a 4. Just shows to me that it is regression time. it is a great spot to jump back in on this Berrios fade train, and we're getting even money to do it. So that's what we're going to do. Let's not overcomplicate the card. Let's make this money where we can. And it seems like even money is going to be a really good spot to get paid at. So that's official play number 1 to open the card up. It's the Jose Berrios fade train. 16-9, a 3.44 ERA, but nah. Oops, I see I screwed up too when I put the thing down at the bottom there. When I put it down at the bottom, I screwed it up. But sometimes that happens. And we got a little Berrios. Alexander on the other side of things, 5.58 ERA. This is not good. Probably going to see runs in this game. Now, when I looked at this card, I thought this was one of those cards. Every game looks like an under to me. Every single game. Every last one of them looked like an under to me. So I had to tread lightly because, sometimes that's good. Oftentimes that's not good. And you know what? It's been pretty dialed in call when it comes to that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens here. Let's see how the card unfolds. Game number 2, we're looking at the Atlanta Braves. The Miami Marlins. What an incredible fucking lack of pitching ability from that Miami Marlins team. This is a big one. This is a big one. We'll talk about it here momentarily. 88% of the bets and 93% of the cash on the Braves. They got ground Chuck, good old Charlie Morton, going out there on the bump. He's got a 4.01 ERA. He's just 8-8 on the season. And they got Beloso for the Marlins with that 3.7 ERA. Ground Chuck. I'd call him ground Chuck. Pitches to a lot of contact. A lot of ground balls. They play defense behind him. You look at his last start, he won 6 innings. I mean, he's a veteran. You know what you're going to get out of this guy. He only allowed 3 hits that game, though. For a guy that pitches to a lot of contact, 3 hits, pretty significant. He did walk 2 guys, though. 2 big walks with 6 Ks. He knows how to pitch that gem. Then we look at Beloso, 3.7 ERA. It is worse at home. 4.22. What are you going to say? Miami is bad. It's fucking embarrassing. Can you imagine getting busted up like they did? Now, here's the thing about getting busted up the way Miami did. It's happened 6 times in the history of the database. 6 times that a team who let up 20 runs or more plays a team that scored 15 runs or more that next game. Who the hell knew? The fuck? 6 times. Guess what happened those 6 times? The dog cashed 4 times. 4 times. The old doggy dog barking out there, and I'm taking it. I'm swinging at it. Now, I'm not laying a minus 200 regardless. You guys know the situation here. This ain't Monday afternoon. We're talking here about trying to get some big money on a play that makes, is it coin flippy? I mean, this thing opened up with a crazy number from 138. It's had a ton of steam popping it all the way up to 192, but it's settling back down now. We're seeing 180s. We're seeing 175s. And I'm riding that train. I love a trend that's got some beef behind it like that, where you can look at it and say, okay, you know what? Make a case for me to lay the 200. I'm not laying minus 1.5. This should be a 1-run game. Jumped in there on that plus 1.5 as well. That number's coming down as well. So late steam, probably much like myself, just buying this number because it seems like it's the right number to take advantage of. We'll see what happens. Now, what can you say? You look at this Miami team. Yeah, we know the overs have been cash cows. It's the first game of a series. I mean, there's a lot of, this ain't for the faint of heart. This Miami play is not for the faint of heart, but it seems like a Florida day. Seems like a Florida day for me. Shout out to Hugh Janus in the house. AOD. Shout out to all you guys, man. Thanks for coming in. Gonzo's rocking with us here. See you guys, man. Thanks for coming, hanging out with us. Robert Franklin. He's on the Braves money line. Or Braves run line. I'm sorry. Braves run line. Yep. We can agree to disagree. Look, I get it. It's not easy to go out there and get on a screen and tell, everybody to take the Marlins, but it's a weird spot. It's like when we play a team off the shutout factor. It's kind of like the Marlins weren't. if they were saving it, they certainly did a good job saving it. The old 420 spot, lose 20-4. Bullpen issues. Would I want to take the first 5? No, not in this case. I'm taking this dog. I don't want to shorten this game down as much as possible because I don't want to just isolate Belozo as the guy. He could be the old bozo factor, bozo Belozo here. So let's see what Trisha M has to say about this. Here's a fun fact about the Marlins. Today announced they're selling tickets to last night's game for $25 for anyone that wants to pretend they were there when Ohtani hit 50. Oh, he said, man, that's a creative marketing strategy. I should record a video, edit the date for yesterday, and then go like 20-0. Would you guys hit the thumbs up for that? Would you at least hit the thumbs up for that? Come on, take a look down if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet. Let's get moving. Johnny C says, let's go Marlins. Fuck yeah. You can take a swing. Why not take a swing with something like that where at least there's a little reasoning behind it, right? It's not just saying, I'm going to blindly fade the minus 300 or the minus 200s or ground chuck or however it is that you want to attack that one. So onward, upward, let's keep her moving. Let's talk about this Phillies and Mets game here because what we saw just recently here, Phillies trying to maintain that performance and thing at top of the NL. It's been a battle. And the Mets are trying to make the playoffs. Surprisingly, it probably looks like the Mets. I bet the Mets get in here, right? It's got to be the Mets out of this NL East. And we see the lines moving in their direction. We've got 63% of the bets on the Mets, but 76% of the cash on the Phils. I think I justify that by saying they're the better team and they're buying the number, the Sharps. We see the totals move from 7 to 7.5. You get a lot of that buying the number this time of year. Like some people, professionals won't even bet on baseball this time of year. They're like, I can't find the value in the card, but you still can find those dogs still cash. Dogs still go out there and bargain out sometimes, got totals with the overs in the summertime, crushing it. Then we get to October and things start to cool down a little bit. We start seeing a lot of unders come back into play. There's ways to get paid in this league. 82% of the bets and 79% of the cash on the over. It's Sanchez and Peterson. You look at these guys, again, look at their numbers. 3.24 ERA, just 10-9 for Sanchez. Peterson, though, the gem of the pile. He's got a 2.86 ERA. He's 9-2. 9-2. Boys come out to play for this guy. That's super important because, a lot of times we'll discount records. But with such a fine ERA this guy's got at that 2.86 and that 9-2 record, he shoves. And why wouldn't he shove? The Mets are on a hot streak right now. 4 straight wins. Blasted that Washington series. It's kind of tricky, though, because they just played the Phillies in Citizens Bank Park, a week ago? So, kind of that rebound or revenge spot. They've been off of a cranking stretch, though. 10-1, 10-0, then 10-6 yesterday. And the Phils are just grinding. This is overreaction day. We've cashed on this spot quite a few times. Just in the last week, we've been looking at the overreaction, the overvaluation here on teams like this. Now, we knew yesterday the first 5 team total over was a hammer away on whoever the starting pitcher was, whoever that bag of shit was for Philadelphia. But today, a different story. Anybody that's looking at yesterday's results and going, this series has been an over, it's going to continue to be an over, probably not going to get that cash. I'm looking at the first 5 in this one because I do want to isolate these pitchers. This thing's come down from 4.5s to 4s to 3.5s. Challenge that I see here, potentially, Sanchez is a 5.13 ERA when he's on the road. But these are both experienced pitchers. This guy's going 7 innings. Yeah, he gave up 6 hits, but only 1 earned run. He had 7 Ks last time out there as well. And when you look at kind of the lineups themselves and you look at the success factors that go into them, the data suggests that this is a pitching duel, that these guys do shove. And I'm going to back it. The wind's coming in almost 12 miles an hour on top of that. Jose Iglesias, this fucking guy, I don't know what rock he crawled out of, but he's got 13 hits and 13 games with a hit. Unbelievable. When you look at Peterson, though, on this Phillies side of things, the big bomb and Kyle Schwarber, 13 at-bats, he's only hit him once. In fact, 13, Trey Turner, so he's hitting a .077 Kyle Schwarber against David Peterson. Trey Turner's got a 214 against Peterson. Bryce Harper's a bomb. He's a beast. He beats everybody. He's got a 412. There's Bohm, 263. A 200 for JT, and everybody else is single-digit performances against David Peterson. Why wouldn't he shove? And it's lefty-lefty. It's an old number that I used to play with back at the start of the baseball season. The 2 lefty pitchers on the bump, we tend to see those numbers go under. If I was looking at an RBI, though, what the hell? Why not take a shot with Iglesias? Enrique Jose Iglesias. I wonder if they call him Enrique in the locker room. I would. I would. Why the hell not? Shout out to you guys, man. Blowing up in the chat. I love to see it. North Ender says the Jets are rolling. Let's go. Whole lot of orange, says Nanya. Whole lot of orange, huh? Trisha M's asking Talk Sports with JT what he's on tonight. Let's go. Robert Franklin says, me too. 100% homer pick. What's good? What's that? Did I miss the homer pick? Miami. NJ Striker. Miami. Yeah. Yeah. I'll hit you again with it. It's Miami. Don't miss it. Plus 200 almost, you know? Let's go. Red Beard in the house. Let's rock, man. Let's get her done. I'm messing with you. I missed it too. Oh. 4-2. 4-2 when a team lets up 20 runs and they're playing a team that scores 15 runs. That next game. 4-2. Not a huge sample, but how often could that shit happen in the grand scheme of things, right? I mean, it's a ton of runs. Defense optional? I don't think so. All right, onward, upward. We got a lot of games to get to. We got to get working. We got to get in the grind here. Let's pick up a little rhythm. Get rhythm. When you get the blues, get rhythm. You guys know a little Johnny Cash? I'll give you a little afternoon Johnny Cash action. Why not? You do what we want here, right? This is a safe space. Kansas City, San Francisco, next game on the docket. I think I screwed my order up here. Probably, yeah, it looks like I did. Big steam. Steamboat Willie driving all over the Kansas City Chiefs, the Kansas City Royals right now. This line opened at -164. It's now -195. 89% of the bets, 99% of the cash on the Kansas City Royals. We look at the Giants. We look at the total. We got no movement. Slight shading to the over 8.5, but no movement to that 9, which kind of surprised me. 86% of the bets and 83% of the cash on the over. It's Michael Waka Waka going out there with that 3.29 ERA and 13-7 record on top of things. Shit is tense for the Kansas City Royals right now. 2-game lead over the Twins and the Tigers. I expect they go out there and they fucking club Mason Black like a baby seal. 7.07 ERA. How about on the road? 10.03 ERA. We see that at home, the Kansas City Royals, hitter-friendly ballpark, are averaging 4.92 runs per game this season. Mason Black, 7.07 ERA, a 10.03 ERA on the road, a 1.64 whip. Terrible. Lots of contact, lots of dudes on base, lots of opportunities to club away at this thing as well. I mean, Black might be one of the worst pitchers across Major League Baseball. Against righties, he's 339. He's bad. He's just bad all across the board. He's bad. The way I'm looking at this one here, I took the Kansas City Royals, but I took the full game team total over 4.5. Not the first 5. I guess I should look at the price on the first 5, but the thought I had there was we can see that the bats do have the tendency to kind of, cold, right? Sometimes they go cold. Bobby Witt Jr., starting to come back into his groove. But very much a ROI price play here. Expecting to bash on Black. But I got a 4.5. I got minus 105. I thought that was really good value. Let me see what this first 5 looks like here. Now that I talk about it out loud, I told you guys, I love this card. There was a lot of baseball spots that I wanted to crack away at here. I don't know if I'm going to add this one or not. Let's see. Maybe I talked myself into it. All right. I talked myself into it. The first 5, team total over 2.5 as well. We're going to add that one. Bear with me here. It's not the best number in the world at minus 115 here, but I don't really have a lot of time to shop it. So I guess there's time to go, but just want to lock that in. All right, let's get that one locked in. Fuck Black. How about that? Fuck Black. Piece of shit. So who gets fucking clubbed? The old sub club. How about that? Still fighting the old hangover. Somehow it was never a good idea to fire up around like 2:30 in the morning either. That's never a good idea. Timmy Two-Shoe putting some pizza money on Witt Jr. 4+ bases in Illinois money line plus 1081. Fuck yeah. Justin says, I didn't know you was a singer sports money. What do you mean, dude? You don't remember me singing the late night special? I might spend too much time drunk on screen with you guys. That might be the case. Might think I have a problem. It's the midnight special. Shiner. I said it so many times. If you guys remember that one show, I said it so many times that one night. It instantly stuck. That's the thing, right? If you're drunk and you just say the same thing over and over and over and over and over, everybody remembers it the next time, and you got to say it again, I guess. White Sox moving on here to the San Diego Fathers. Battle. You guys have watched enough. You probably can start to. I try not to be, I try to come up with different looks at things here, right? I mean, we know the unders cash at a large rate with primetime games, but you want to hear me talk about an under? No, we want to try to find some other spots to get paid, like teasing it together or touchdown props. The White Sox, what are you going to do? They are 36 and 117. Yeah. They not good. They bad. And they're getting steamed on. 95% of the bets and 96% of the cash are on the Padres. The total's not moving. It's at 7. It's a stiff 7 with juice to the under. 81% of the bets and 84% of the cash. Look, it's Musgrove, right? 4.23 ERA. San Diego should win this game. In fact, where was the trend that I had for this one? Padres. Less than 10 hits, struck out less than 9 times. They bounce back. They are a perfect 23-0 in those spots. But think about those stats. They're not hitting, is what that stat tells us. Now, it does suggest, they're going to come back and fire in this game for sure. But, how do we play the White Sox? We look at first 5s. We're either on the under or the side. I'm not on the side. No. No. Not with Crochet and Musgrove, plus 180. I don't know. Not for me. I'm just going to go with this first 5 under 4. And it's, it's coming down. So in fact, now there's predominantly 3.5s out there. At plus money too, plus 105. I would take that 3.5 at plus 105 if that's all you can find. I mean, I juiced up to get that 4, but it's moving now. So look at this case here. If you're late to the party, it works out to your benefit because you're getting a nice plus number out there. We love them plus money spots. And that's how we're getting paid in this game here. Should be a San Diego bounce back opportunity. Do I want to lay 2-1? Hell no. And everybody's on the Padres, which makes sense. They're fighting, but they're not hitting. And that's the opportunity for us to take advantage here. Dissecting the card. Yeah, they won 4-0. By the way, they won 4-0. Shit. Shit. The more I sit here talking out loud to you guys, the more I think I might have to go in there and take some White Sox first 5 action. I haven't done it yet, but shout out to Fernando Mendoza, my dude, with the big dono, the big $9.99 dono says, what up, Mike? Good luck today in chat. Blessing our action, my brother. Thank you, Fernando Mendoza. My guy, my brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Rocking. Always here, always contributing. I know he gets involved on Ramon's show as well. Love it, man. Love to see you, Fernando. Thank you. Thank you, my dude. Means a ton. Helps a ton. Bills are due, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. Blessing our action, guys. Gets me jacked up. Kelly D. San Francisco's the best road over team. Stump the spread info. Full game over with the 2 bad bullpens. I definitely went out of order here. And I realized it as soon as I typed it. And I still typed it. Let's get into this game here. Let's talk a little bit about this spot. You know, it's something that we talked about early in the season. And some of these numbers start to come back. This is one of them comeback numbers. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I'll tell you what, just looking through some of these notes I have. Check that college video out. I'm pretty fired up for those picks. 7-leg parlay at the end. 7 legs. You can figure out, you can surmise based on the fact that I told you I had 13 plays. I knocked it down to 6, and then I put 7 into the parlay. You could probably guess what all 13 plays were that I liked for this week on this card. I've since added 2 plays as well. One of them tonight. Fade the Cardinals, the first game of a series. First game of a series at home. You fade the Cardinals. They're 25-8 in the fade spot. It's on an 8-2 run. I skipped the cash flow because I was so excited to talk about me taking the Cleveland Guardians here. 67% of the bets on the Cardinals. 56% of the cash on the Guardians. And a number that's coming down. I know it's warm. I am yay close to a Guardians and under combo. 8.5s now down to 8s. We have 64% of the bets and 63% of the cash on the over. Yet it's coming down. We see Gibson and Lively on the bump. Lively with that 3.87 ERA. We look at Big Bob Gibson, 4.12 ERA. 8-7. 12-9. I think what kept me off of the total is kind of looking at these guys. First glance, yeah, it's warm. Their ERAs suggest totals going over. You look at their team totals, they're both at 3.5. Both stuck right there at 3.5. But, you know, trying to figure out who's got shit to play for, right? We talked about this with college or with WNBA. Sadly, we went, 1-1 yesterday in the WNBA. Some of the looks, the leans hit, but not paying bills with leans. This Guardians team, though, battling for positioning in the AL to make the pennant run. 4-1 in their last 5 games. And we got the Cardinals coming off a sleepy series with the Pirates. Now, granted, they won that thing 3-1 at home. Back-to-back home series is won. This is just fade. Fade game 1. Big trend that we've been running on right now. We're back on it, and we're getting it at even money. This is that time of the season. We don't get cute. We don't overthink it. We just clip it, and we clip it at even money. I think it's a good price. I'm yay close to. Let me look. There's some spot. I got to write some spots down here because I think I'm gonna have to circle back, drop some covering fire on these things. All right, let's go. Let's keep her moving. We got 3 games left. 3 games left to talk about here. The Angels and the Astros. Battle Royale. Same cap, same spot, same team. Only difference is they're playing a shit batting team right now. We see the Angels and the Astros opened up. Astros, big favorites. minus 205. Now minus 250. 95% of the bets on the Astros. Only 84% of the cash. A little bit of sharp action coming in on that Angel side of things. And we see the total dropping from 8.5 down to 8. We have 83% of the bets and 85% of the cash. And what the hell is going on here? Well, we got Anderson with a 3.6. I feel like every time I look at an Angels game, it's either Griffin Canning or this fucking Anderson with a 3.6 ERA. Not such a bad thing, though, in the case for this look, because this one kind of goes right back to the playoff ball time right now. The Astros are a playoff team. They're playing in that playoff mode. They go out there. They're mowing teams down. We got Verlander. Yeah, he's got a 5.2 ERA. It sucks at home at 7.3. Now, the question is, can you take the Angels in this game? I can't. I can't do that. I can't take the I want to. I'll tell you what, I would almost parlay up the Angels, the White Sox, and the Astros, and the Marlins. I'm sorry, the Angels, the White Sox, and the Marlins as I look at this card. Wonder what that pays. Let's see. Marlins. Angels and White Sox. That's plus 26.77. It's a modest 26.77. The angle that I took for this game, though, is just kind of continuing along the groove that we've had with this series, with this team, and looking at these guys playing baseball, playing professional baseball when things are starting to matter. We see Anderson is better. Look, you see his ERA, 3.6 overall, but he goes all the way down to a 2.23 ERA when he's on the road. He's 7-4 as well. So they get off, and maybe it's a good thing. Get the hell away from home out there. We look at this as well. His last start, 5-3 final. He gave up 4 earned runs. Bounce back opportunity here for the more I talk about. I could probably talk myself into just about anything right now. Maybe it's because I was up drinking late with you guys last night. I'm not sure, but this is a double dip spot for me. This is the first 5 and the full game. We've had success with it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You look at this team, the Angels just aren't hitting. 3-1 they lost yesterday. Sweet under spot for us. Then you look at 4-3 against the White Sox, 5-0 against the White Sox as well. I mean, yeah, it's the White Sox, right? You look on the other side with the Astros, 3-1, 4-0, 4-3, 3-1. Since we've been riding this under train, we're 4-1 in the last 5 games on the unders for the Astros. No reason to change it now. Let's keep it rolling. Let's expect the Angels not to hit. Nothing that they've done has suggested they can hit, except for the fact that it is Verlander. And then when you kind of dig in deeper on it and you look at Verlander's numbers against this Angels team, nobody hits the guy. What a terrific bounce back spot. There's Taylor Ward, 12 at-bats, 1 hit, 0.83 batting average. Highest guy on the team is a 500 and Eric Wagaman. He's only seen him twice. Nolan Shanuel, 3 at-bats, 1 hit. Sometimes the vowels just fly right out. I think it's a great spot. I think it's a double dipper. Let's not belabor the point. Let's move on. Let's talk some college football. Let's get into it, baby. We got Illinois and Nebraska. What a game yesterday, man. I need a big college football week here. I had a big one like first week, not week 0, week 1, like legit week 1. Second week, not so good. Last week was a really good week. And now we're into week 4. So need to keep the train moving, need the money train moving. And guess what is happening now? Late buyback. This Illinois-Nebraska line has been ping-ponging. It went all the way down to 7.5. Listen, we might lose some games because we got the bad number. But that's why we don't bet that early. We don't get now. Yesterday the first part of the week worked out with that game in the under with South Alabama. That one just felt, just looking at a team scoring 80 some odd points the previous week, just didn't feel right to get on that over. And the number came back, so we did get the better number behind it. But this number went from 8 to 8.5 to 9.5 back down to 8s, back up to 9s. Now it's back down to 9.5. Literally, when I put this thing together and started the show, it was 9.5. That's what it was sitting at. Now, there's still a 9. Oh, there's still a 9.5 out there. I guess there's still some 9.5s out there. Some 9s. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter in this game here. Both these teams starting off 3-0. It's a Big Ten battle. Divisional play season is upon us. How about that? We're almost a quarter of the way through this college football season already. Feels like it just started. 53% of the bets and 57% of the cash on the Cornhuskers. And the total's dropping. 46.5 down to 42.5, down to 41.5 out there in some of the market. It got dark. I don't know anybody tell me it got so dark. Pop a little light ski here. Get a little light ski on the equation. 43% of the bets are on the under, but 63% of the cash are on the under. What are we going to see in this game? We're going to see Illinois cover. Why? Well, if you look at the numbers with Nebraska, they haven't played anybody. I know their big win is Colorado, 28-10, but they were a 6.5-point favorite. Now, I don't know why the entire world was stroking that Colorado side. We talked about taking, Nebraska in that game. There was no question we wanted to fade Colorado. Then they come back and they beat up a Northern Iowa team. Northern Iowa? I mean, who have you played? Flip side of things, I think the bigger win for schedules here, you look at Illinois, thumped Kansas. We were on that one. We're not shying away from these big games. We were on Illinois in that spot. Didn't expect them to win outright. They were 5-point dogs, but did talk about him potentially being a live dog. You know what it comes down to when you look at this game and you start looking at some of the X's and O's. Of course, I'm going to give you guys a trend. I'm not just going to tell you who I'm taking. Let's look at Bielema, the coach, in the dog role when he's lined as a dog greater than 4. So sometimes we look at college football trends, team-specific trends, or coaching trends. Now, a lot of times you're going to see player trends at the college football level because typically they're done in like 2 years, right? Especially meaningful guys. Like, how many years do you think Arch Manning's going to play for Texas? This one? Probably it, right? So it doesn't make sense to look at the player trends, but the coaches will stay there. We know Lincoln Riley, when he was at Oklahoma, defense be damned. He was an over coach. He rolled into USC. They were looking at it being an over program. Last year, it was an over program for a lot of times. Coaching trends matter. In this case here with Illinois, when he's in the dog role, they perform tremendously. 11-3 against the spread in that dog role of 4 points or greater. Brett Bielema. You look at Nebraska, you kind of see what their program's got going on and kind of, who's coming up next as well. I mean, they're in the meat of it now. They got a road game against Purdue after this and then Rutgers. So divisional play is here. Coming off that 34-3 sleeper, potential opportunity for some overinflation. Now, it is a bright lights game, right? We know that. But how about this? Unbeaten teams, conference road dog. As long as it's not a huge line, right? It can't be line bigger than a 10. It's got to be a 10. Dog up to 10 on the road. 24-5 against the spread. 24-5 against the spread. Road conference dog, unbeaten season. Getting disrespected is what that means. Wrong team potentially favored? I don't think so. I think Nebraska wins this game. But 9.5 is way too many points. It can be the margin of victory. You guys know the deal. We love to look at those margin factors out there when we talk about these things here. What's this one? What am I looking at? Somebody tell me what I'm looking at here. Margin of victory in that road conference dog spot. 8 points. 8 points. We're getting 9.5. Way too many points in this spot. You want to look back at the Bielema spot. Margin of victory when he's the dog roll. 10 points. 10 points margin. I think it's going to be a tight game. It's always a tight game between these Big Ten sleepy scrub ball teams as well. Going to go with that. Going to take the points. I would tease it with the under if you're looking to get some action on that as well. But that just beat me. Let's talk about this last game. Last game on deck. It's the late night special. It's the late night special. 10 p.m. Line is moving. 13.5. now 12.5s. 55% of the bets on Washington State, 53% of the cash on Washington State. Total coming down. Now, this has got Trap City written all over the total, in my opinion. 56.5. Everybody thinks it's going to be a battle. It's going to go way over the number. We got 52% of the bets. We got 62% of the cash on the over. We look at how do the books react in some of these cases. They don't care. They see your over money. They want it. They made it now 55. Both these teams are 3-0 coming in here. Is there a disparity between the talent levels in these two teams? Yeah, of course there is. Of course there is. Who the fuck is San Jose State anyways? But Washington State just had, because of the divisional changes, right? What am I trying to say? Because of the conference reformatting. Thank you for the help. Thank you for the help. Because of conference reformatting, Washington State played the Apple Cup there last week. Huge game against Washington. They were 6-point dogs on the road. They went in there. They took them down 24-19. We were on Washington State. I feel like I say that enough. I feel like I say that. And, we were. What the fuck? We were. If you know, you know. San Jose State's played dog shit teams. Kennesaw State, they beat them up 31-10, but they covered. Air Force Academy, they were 2.5-point dogs at Air Force. Capable of going on the road. They shut them down 17-7. You don't beat up a service academy. We all know that. Or at least the service academy can beat you up. But don't go the other way. I mentioned the rivalry game. Not only was it obviously a big win, a big shocking upset for them, but how do they perform after the big shocking upset? After they play Washington, how does Washington State perform? Going all the way back to 2010, they're just 1-7 against the spread. The margin of victory again is double digits. We got a 10. They also tend to go to the unders, 2-6 to the under. The under margin of victory, 8.5 points, 8.6 points to be matter of fact. And we got a 13.5 spot. Love it. You're telling me I get to fade this team in this spot? Not only do you love to fade teams in those big takeaway situations, but this team is exceptionally bad at it. All you do is print money. And they got to go to Boise next and then Fresno. So on top of things out there, do they go and show everything they got to this suspect San Jose State team? I'm going to bank on not. Also, not as wide a margin, but when they do play Mountain West teams, what does Washington State do? They're 5-9 against the spread. They have a tendency to overlook these types of programs, and it's a classic overlook spot. We're going to jump in and we're going to take all of these points. Probably going to need them. It's going to be sweaty, but I'm starting to see some action coming back the other way. So we'll take a little San Jose State action in our lives. What do you guys think about that? What do you think? Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. Hugh Janus says, any opinion on the Cuse Cards? I would take Syracuse team total over. I may have the first half team total over. And I may have the full game team total over. It's getting steep though. I just don't. Line's coming down. 68% of the bets, 57% of the cash on Syracuse. The line started at 10.5. It's gone to 9.5. I mean, I'm bought now. Look, that is a Syracuse jersey behind me over there. So, for what it's worth. But a lot of people were dog shit on this program. Now, it ain't your papa's Syracuse team anymore. They bring in Georgia's defensive coordinator. He brings in a whole bevy of recruits in his whole class, his notebook, a whole game change in that format. They bring in Ohio State's quarterback. And they're out there beating the shit out of teams. I mean, it's the old school Syracuse I like to see. Take the helmet off and smack the guy with it style football. 31-28, 3-point dogs against Georgia Tech. The other thing they got going for them as well is they're still home. right? So this is their third game in a row now at home. That's a big factor. Stanford, this is a long trip for Stanford to have to take. Fly across the country, middle of the week like this, short rest, short preparation. That's my opinion on Syracuse. Other than that, I don't really have an opinion on it. But that's going to do it, you guys. Appreciate everybody rocking. Let's see what you guys have to say here in the chat as well. Too legit. Look at Mike, only 3 football games. Cover Syracuse, Stanford. Love to hear you. All right, I got you. I got you then, dude. I'll get going, Yeah, Robert Franklin. Fuck yeah, letdown spot for Washington State. Absolutely. Robert Franklin says Nick Nash over 7.5 receptions. Big Mouth. San Jose passing yards over 250. Okay. Yeah, I get there. I get there with it. I think the path to victory, if they were going to win outright, they're 13.5 points. They're that way for a reason. But their path to victory certainly has to be control the clock. Don't let Washington State get out there, because if you do, it could get ugly, right? It could get ugly. But if they do fall behind and they're just chucking the ball in the second half, trying to just put any scores on the board, I think that's a really great look then for sure. So let's go, you guys. Let's get her done. Big Mouth Rob says Standard in Connecticut. Fernando Mendoza, I live bet the under 9.5 in the Reds game. It was juicy, but fuck it. Let's go, man. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us, man. You guys are great. Hugh Janus says, get that money, pimp. One of the most profitable. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for always being here. Robert Franklin likes Ashton Daniel over 6.5. Over 36.5 rushing yards, rather. All right, I love it. I can't play. I guess I can. I don't play. New York State won't allow you to play college player props. I think they're starting to do something with that, but last I looked, I couldn't get into it, so I try to stay away from them. But I love it, you guys. C-Mac fucking bangs away on them college props, and he got me, starting to look into it last year. So I love seeing them because I have a feeling the regulation will change. And we'll start to see more of those opportunities. So keep them coming, man. Shout out to you guys all, man. Robert Franklin, Too Legit, Big Mouth, Trisha, MKV, Scut Blaster in the house. Sancho likes then Orioles -2.5. Blue Jays money line, Illinois money line. Let's go. Too Legit says, time to spark this roach and get ready to cash. Let's go, man. Chris Sellis says, a friend offered one night with his wife on the under Stanford Syracuse. What? He wants the under, and he's betting his wife? Man, I like some of the friends you guys hang out with. My friends don't roll like that. My friends do not roll like that ever. But let's go, you guys. I hope you guys have a terrific weekend. Look, we got lots of things to do. We got lots of shows to get moving on. Going to pop on live somewhere early tomorrow, just in the fact that there is no UFC. But, man, I hope you guys had a great week so far. Enjoy your weekends. Have a good time making that cash. Get this money. Make sure you have fun, right? Gambling should be fun. Cash and bets is fun. Hanging out with you guys is fun. So make sure you go check that college football video out. If you like the angles, trends, analysis, all that kind of information, you'll find it all packaged inside there. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button for me on this show and over there. And get ready for tomorrow. Ramon Scott's going through the full college football card. Also, going to let you guys know, we will get the consensus report produced as well. So we're going to introduce that. We kind of put it out there, we did put it out there last week. I was late, so it was late. But hopefully you guys check that stuff out, and we're still building it. I know Ramon's doing a great job putting it all together, and want to give you guys some of the, analytics, some of the consensus from some of the sharpest cappers in the business, kind of see where their money is as well. Just giving you guys more tools, right? We all have these tools and resources. The longer you do it, the bigger your networks get, the sharper your handicaps get, you're not seeing things for the first time. That's the experience that comes into this stuff. And we found tools that we like, and we're going to bring them to you guys and continue to do that so that we can all make more money. Appreciate everybody that came out here, rocked with us this week. Good luck with your bets. Get that money. Enjoy your weekends. Get a ribeye. What the hell? It's Ribeye Friday. Why not? Let's get a steak in us here.